Hey, you're on the North time. Jake isn't here again, so our intro is broken.
True.
I'm Miller. That's Geek. Let's talk about football.
Yeah, football.
Geek, how are you?
Do bad. It's been a tough day. It was a tough day at darts. It took forever to go to the Verizon store and get this old phone set up because old phones aren't supposed to exist in 2024. And then darts, I suffer from this thing called everybody else gets incredibly lucky for no fucking reason. You see them throw the dart and then cry because they know they missed. They go, oh, damn. And it somehow falls to somewhere else that accounts for the same amount of points as they were throwing for because, I don't know, God said Geek should lose. I don't understand.
Common God W.
I don't know about that. I don't know if it's common or a
Guys,
W.
This guy's questioning our Lord. Not even a minute
Constantly.
into the podcast, and
Constantly.
we've got
And
I
then
almost said anti-Semitic rhetoric. That is not anti-Semitic.
no. And then Jared Allen didn't get voted in, and then the voters are stupid because of the DeMar Hamlin thing. And then today's just
True.
stupid, and I'm mad.
Uh,
It's probably a good thing Jake's not here. I would have yelled at him.
It kind of sucks that Jake's not here because you guys can't talk about the trade deadline. Because things happen. I don't know what happened. I just know the Bulls didn't do anything, and I'm peeved by it.
Okay.
But I also don't care.
I can bring up the NBA trade deadline stuff real quick just to get some out there. Though I don't know what all happened. I know PJ Washington got traded.
Gordon Hayward got traded, and
Yeah.
somebody posted Gordon Hayward highlights, and they were like, "This is the guy we're getting." And they posted highlights from like 2014. Like Kobe was still running around on the court in some of the clips, which was kind of crazy.
Oh yeah.
Also, did you see Kobe's getting 3 statues?
He's getting 3? What?
Yeah.
He got 1.
No, they're doing 24 statue, an 8 statue, and then one of him and Gigi out in front of the Staples Center.
Deserved. So I was mad when I saw what his first statue. I thought he was only getting 1, and I remember the interview where he said if he got a statue, he wants it to be him in the number 24 because he's like, that's the one that took more work, and that's what I cared about, and like that one feels more special to me. So I wanted it to be the picture from the end of Game 7 of the finals where he's standing up on the announce table with the ball doing the. I wanted it to be that. When it wasn't, I was mad. Knowing that he's getting one in 24, that's probably what it'll be. So I'm more okay with it. He deserves it. Kobe to GOAT. I don't know if I actually believe that, but Kobe to GOAT just for reasons.
I'd rather you say Kobe the GOAT than the other guy the GOAT.
I mean, yeah, true. I would never want to say Jordan the GOAT. That's fair. That's just horrible
I was
rhetoric.
Talking about Tyrese Halliburton.
Ah, for sure.
I don't know why I'm throwing strays at Tyrese Halliburton.
Poor Tyrese Halliburton.
Player I thought of.
Which is so wild.
Well, he's like good now, isn't he?
He's always been kind of good. I don't know what this Yahoo Sports. You are a useless site. I just wanted to know about some trades, and they're just like, yeah, we aren't gonna tell you who got traded. Yeah. So PJ Washington for Grant Williams, Seth Curry, and a first. I would bet Seth Curry gets bought out. Getting a first out of PJ Washington's cool, but we've seen he can be good. And like, you're trading him at a down point in the year, in a down year, because the Hornets are the worst team ever.
Again.
Yeah, and
Charlotte.
Yeah, it's Michael Jordan. What are we doing?
He sold the team, buddy. His hands aren't in this one.
I mean, it's still the team he built.
Nope. He's disconnected. His hands are not on this one. Yeah. This is on them, not him.
But I mean, a first is nice, but I feel like you could have got a little bit more. The one that I think is wild, Buddy Hield for Furkan Korkmaz, Marcus Morris, and 3 future seconds.
Aren't second-round picks in basketball like useless?
Yeah, I mean, kind of. I mean, I guess Draymond and Jokic were second-round picks, so I don't know. Do it that way you will. Jokic got picked during a Taco Bell commercial.
That's true. I did know that.
Yeah,
I could
Buddy
be a
Hield
second
though,
round
he's
pick
gonna
in the
shoot
NBA.
threes. That's what we know about Buddy Hield.
Is his birth name Buddy?
I genuinely don't know. Give
I
that
want
one
to
a
know
Google.
that.
So the Thunder get Gordon Hayward from the Hornets for a name that I don't know. Trey Mann, Davis Bertans in 2 seconds. I mean, that could
Nope.
be really good.
Chavano Rayner Buddy Hield.
Wow.
I can see why he
That's
goes by Buddy. That's a mouthful.
yeah. Bro, I'm
Shavano,
gonna be
Shavano?
honest.
I don't know how to pronounce that. I'm
That's
white.
wild. The Pacers
Girl went to
traded
school in Wichita?
yes. The Pacers decided to get rid of one 3-point specialist to add an older, worse 3-point specialist in
Did they get
Dougie
Kyle
McBuckets. No, Doug McDermott.
Bulls
Dougie
legend.
McButtons.
I know
McBuckets.
Doug McDermott.
Yeah, Dougie
I know
McBuckets.
Doug McDermott. He played for the
In
Bulls.
exchange for Marcus Morris and a 2nd-round pick. So I mean, that feels like the most lateral move for no reason.
No, there was one that was more lateral. Hold on, I gotta
Alec
find
Burks
it. 'Cause
and Bojan
I saw a really
for
funny tweet about it.
Ryan Arcidiacono. Goat.
Bulls legend?
Yeah, he's a Nick. No, he's a Piston now. Sorry, he was a
Oh
Nick.
no, Archie. It's so over.
Spencer Dinwiddie's going to Toronto in exchange for Dennis Schroeder and Thad Young.
I think that was the
Yeah,
trade I was
why?
talking about. I saw someone tweet about that, and they were like, "This trade is so
Oh.
pointless, but they're going to make these men uproot their lives to do it."
Patrick Beverly for Cam Payne in the 2027 second.
Bulls
Why?
legends.
Why?
I remember when Patrick Beverly played for the Bulls and bitched LeBron.
This ended up
That was
being
cool.
the most boring trade deadline possible. When there were rumors that Braun was going to get traded, we ended up with what? The biggest name being Kevin Knox? I don't know. Who cares? Yeah, that's my point. Who cares about any of it? This was such a... Oh, I guess the trade that happened a few days ago, Steven Adams for Victor Oladipo in some seconds, that's a real trade, I guess.
Victor Oladipo's still in the NBA.
Yeah, he's... Dude, poor
I thought he
VO.
was singing now.
Poor VO, dude. He's only like what? No, I guess he is 32 now. That's wild.
I remember going
Poor
against him
VO.
in the rookie showcase in one of the old 2Ks. That's crazy.
VO the GOAT. For like that one year, that one time.
About all that.
He was the GOAT for that 1 year, that one time. Can't
He was
argue it.
good on the Masked Singer. As thingamajig.
Has thingamajig. I have never watched an episode of Masked Singer, and I don't think I ever will.
I watched the first 3 seasons pretty religiously, and then now I go back and I'll watch clips when I find out that famous people that I like were on it.
Yeah.
Like, Jordan Mailata was on it. That was pretty cool. Terry Bradshaw
I
went
did
on it
see
and
that
actually
clip.
sounded okay.
I saw that clip. I saw Ninja, and I saw Alexa
Oh.
Bliss.
Oh, I didn't know. I know who that is because of Grayson. But I
Yeah.
didn't know that she was on there.
Yeah.
Gronk went on there.
Really? Didn't know that.
Yeah. Wasn't very good. I
Giant
think he did
theater
Ice
kid
Ice
Gronk.
Baby. He did something corny like that.
Well, he is the corniest of
Gronk.
white dudes, so.
I don't know. I think that's a good transition, though. Kirk Cousins at the NFL Honors might have been the corniest of white dudes. That was fucking glorious.
If it's glorious, then it's not corny. Them's
Yes,
the
it
rules.
is.
No.
So, no, listen. Something can be corny and glorious. It is absolutely possible. Did you see him do the little dance?
Yeah, and all I could think was, man, that Achilles is healing up real nice.
Oh, yeah, whatever. Who cares?
I do, bitch.
He is my spirit animal. When I grow up, I want to be Kirk Cousins without the crazy religion stuff.
I don't know. When I grow up, I definitely want to be as rich as Kirk Cousins, let me tell you.
Yeah.
Let me tell you.
Yeah. I saw the funniest tweet the other day about Kirk Cousins, where people were talking about like the off season, and somebody said, "Who's gonna win the Kirk Cousins sweepstakes. And I was like, man, imagine showing that tweet to you or I like 3 years ago.
Imagine showing us Kirk from the first 8 games this year 2 or 3 years ago. We wouldn't have bought it.
Yeah,
He did that's not the same dude. I mean,
not.
it is, but it's not.
Yeah.
Kevin O'Connell worked magic.
Yeah. But speaking of the NFL honors, I guess we can just go ahead and start running through these.
I don't want to.
Well, we got a lot of them wrong.
I got a surprising number right.
I got 2 right, and I'm pretty mad about
I
it.
picked based off how I figured the voters
I
would pick, and that made me mostly correct.
Yeah, see, I didn't. I picked off who I would have given it to.
Oh, that was barely the answer when I was picking. Wow.
No, I wanted to go with the guys that I thought deserved it. But I was wrong, sadly. Where the hell? Why can't I find... Like, have there not been any articles posted with a full fucking recap yet?
Probably
Here we
not.
go. Here we go. Okay, so... Start from the bottom here. First of all, okay, I want to start with this one. This one makes me happy. I'm sad Jake isn't here for it. Fan of the year went to Tom Grossi.
I don't know who
was
that is.
Incredible. Really?
Yeah,
okay,
no.
so he's a really big Packers YouTuber. Like he's a huge Packers fan, which sucks, but he won it
Even
because
seeing his face, I don't know who that is, but okay.
He did a thing this past year where he went to every NFL stadium and did essentially like a fan meetup with fans and shit and raised a ton of money for St. Jude's.
That's
Like over 6 figures. Like it was a huge thing. And getting to watch him not only accept the award, but like they had him go up and present an award. His facial expression when he was on that stage was the most wholesome thing I've ever seen. I've never seen a happier human being. And he shit on the Vikings while he was up there. Because the dude he was presenting with, he was like, you're a Packers fan, I'm a Bears fan. That's not great, but hey, we both hate the Vikings. And Tom was like, I do hate the Vikings.
What did we do?
But yeah, it was great to see Tom Grossi. The award I'm most upset about, celebration of the year, went to Tommy DeVito for the Italian hand gesture. Cole Kmet got robbed. Point blank period. Cole Kmet has the single best celebration in all of football, and he got absolutely robbed. And I am unironically pissed that they gave it to fucking Tommy.
The Gabagoo is better.
The Gabagoo. Tommy Cutlets, that's what they're calling him. We see that shows you how impactful Tommy DeVito was. I already forgot what his fucking nickname was.
No, I think that's just because you're a forgetful.
I don't forget corny
Fred.
white boys. I don't forget corny white boys.
Oh, I'm not gonna. We're gonna move on.
What?
Nope.
What is that supposed to
Angry
mean?
Run of the Year, Najee, which no.
Yes. 'Twas a good run.
Don't care.
'Twas an angry run.
Every other run is better. Every other run that has ever happened is angrier.
It came down to, who was it? It was him, Charbonnet, and James Conner, I think, were the finalists.
Give it to Charbonnet.
Charbonnet's run was cool, but I think that's
Give it to Connor. Give it to me. I don't care. Don't give awards to Najee. Don't pretend he's good. Stop this.
You did not watch Najee in the last, 7 games,
Oh,
I fear.
whoop-dee. He had 7 okay games in his career. I don't care. I'm not moved. When 7th-round picks are doing better than him, I don't care. Move on. Give me a real running back.
I think it would take a lot to move you, big dog.
Ha! Got him.
See, I can make that joke because I too am a large individual. But no, I'm cool with Najee winning. Moment of the year went to the crazy Dak to CD 92-yard touchdown against the Lions.
Valid.
Very, very fitting. I'm sad though. One of the finalists was Kyle Hamilton's pick 6 on Deshaun Watson on the first play from scrimmage. I'm so pissed that didn't win it, but I can't be upset at CD. Aaron Brown players of the year, Brock Purdy and Christian McCaffrey. Fair. I know Brock Purdy.
Is it? No, I don't know.
I know So it was funny. They do like the weekly vote, and I think Dak won it the most for air.
That and
But
Dak had more yards, more touchdowns, more everything. He was better statistically in
he?
every category. So why the fuck is Brock Purdy?
Did he really? I thought Purdy had more yards. I figured
No.
that's why they gave it to him.
No.
Okay, well then, yeah, that's goofy as hell. It should have been Dak.
No. So Tua led the league in yards. Then Jared
Then it should have
Goff,
been
Dak,
Tua.
Josh Allen.
It should have been Tua.
Like, did Brock Purdy do better than anybody at anything? I'd probably not, but we give him credit because
He did better than them at winning.
did he?
Yeah.
I mean, it don't mean a thing if you don't win the ring.
Well, he's going to. We'll get to that later.
Hey, listen to that, everybody. Miller's already lying to you. It took 2 weeks. Incredible.
Anyways, assistant coach of the year, Jim Schwartz. That made me happy until the Browns won every other fucking award. Because that doesn't make any sense, dude. Like, I get that the Browns were great, and I'm glad their defense got their flowers, but how can you have the assistant coach of the year and the coach of the year and the defensive player of the year? Because
because they had
like,
to carry Joe Flacco and fucking.
Well, no, Joe Flacco won an award too.
I don't. Oh my god, I wish. But hey, don't worry. It's impossible for voters to be biased against anything based on outside factors, right? I mean, this was entirely a biased. All of it was biased. It always has been. Myles Garrett winning Defensive Player of the Year. Why did he win it?
Because he was the best defensive player on arguably the best defense.
No, he won it because for the 8th year in a row, he was going to finish second. And just like Joel Embiid last year, they went, well, we'll just give it to him this time because, his time's, it's his turn. That's why Joel Embiid was MVP last year.
I'm like 95% sure he had the lead over TJ Watt in like every advanced analytic, though. Like,
yeah, but nobody thought TJ should have been the one to win it. Yeah, who had better numbers than both of them?
I know. We'll get to that.
And was better.
You're jumping.
I want to jump
the gun.
I like
You're
to
jumping
jump.
the gun. I just want to say, since these are the awards we actually had picks for, I want to point out, me and you both picked Mike McDonald. Jake went with Bobby Slowick.
Yeah.
It ended up being Jim Schwartz. I'm not upset by that. I'm happy Jim Schwartz gets his flowers. I will say, I'm pretty sure Mike McDonald came in second, so we're better than Jake at least.
Well, we knew it would be a defensive guy. You know what does offend me? Why wasn't Brian Flores even a nominee? I'm sorry.
Well, what was the Vikings record?
7-10. But we're talking about assistant coach of the year, and you watched a defense go from literally worst in the league to top 10. I'm sorry, he's more deserving than all of them. I get it. But Jim Schwartz, his defense went from third to first. Ooh, fucking who cares?
I'm just saying, technically speaking, third to first is a bigger jump than last to top 10.
No, it's not. By what metric?
Oh, you said third. I thought you meant third to last.
No, third to first.
My brain. Listen, it's late. I didn't sleep a lot last night. I didn't get my after school nap in, so the numbers aren't numbering. Okay? I see where I went wrong now.
Incredible.
I see the error of my ways. But the point is, like, I think Flores just didn't get the mention because he didn't win as many games. I would assume that's probably their logic. Because, like, I think all the nominees were playoff teams.
I genuinely don't know.
Slowick, McDonald, Stefanski, Ben Johnson. Who am I missing?
Todd Monken.
And Monken, yeah, they were all playoff teams. So I think that may have been the unfortunate downfall for Flores.
Fair enough, I guess. I mean,
yeah,
whatever.
All right, comeback player of the year. I don't even want to talk about this.
Okay, dude.
I'm so angry.
Create another award, or just rename this one at this point. I think create another award. Comeback player has always been about the injury. It has never been about you being awful at football for 5 years and then suddenly good again, except for in the last 2 years where suddenly that's a pretend thing. At least in Gino's case, it kind of made sense because he went from never good to good again. Or not to good again, to good. Cool. That's actually kind of impressive. Joe Flacco went from what? Kind of okay at one point to awful for 10 years to kind of okay again. Let's
For
not,
5 games.
yeah, let's pretend like he was incredible. What? Alex Smith shouldn't have won that fucking award then, because he was awful when he came back. Since we're just now going to pretend that to be comeback player of the year, you had to play good. That's never been a rule before in the history of ever, you fucking morons.
Also, if we're operating by that rule, why did Baker not win comeback player of the year?
True, because he was better than Flacco.
Yeah.
Every game ever.
Yeah. Baker, if we're going, like, if this was a most improved player award,
Yeah,
it should have been
fake.
Baker. That's obviously the mindset they were operating under. Like, look, I don't want to be the asshole that just pulls this card, but like DeMar Hamlin fucking died on the football field and then played in 5 football games.
Yeah, that's more impressive than anything Flacco's ever done in the history of Joe Flacco. I don't care.
Yeah, like statistically, he didn't do a whole lot. He died and played in 5 football games.
Yeah, right. He died. Well, he wasn't starting over Jordan Poyer and Micah Hyde.
Oh no, he wasn't starting over 2 former All-Pros.
Who probably would...
Are they both All-Pros?
Oh, they both have been, absolutely. They've both been first-team All-Pros. 100%.
Yeah. I was just...
They've both gotten Defensive Player of the Year votes.
That kind of thing. Yeah.
Like, what are we talking about? We can't be this stupid. What?
Mike has never been an All-Pro. He's been a second-team All-Pro twice. Yeah.
I guess
he's only
that
been a
makes
Pro
sense.
Bowler once.
That's wild. Poor Micah Hyde.
Still an All-Pro. An All-Pro. Second team is still All-Pro.
It's wild. How do you be an All-Pro and not a Pro Bowler? How is that? I fucking hate I hate NFL award voters, Pro Bowl voters.
See Antoine Winfield this year. He was a first-team All-Pro and didn't make the Pro Bowl. Yeah, Hyde was a All-Pro in 2021. He's also only a one-time Pro Bowler and didn't make the Pro Bowl the year he was an All-Pro.
Incredible.
They were 2 separate seasons.
Incredible.
But yeah, no, Flacco getting this is ridiculous. Like, I agree 100%. 2 awards. Most improved player, comeback player of the year, but even then Flacco wouldn't have won it. It's ridiculous. No. Coach of the year. Guess you got this one right.
You, I guess.
Yeah,
Stefanski made sense, but also, like, why? He's been coach of the year before.
Yeah, but he took a battered offensive line and Joe Flacco to the playoffs.
And the best defense in football, but let's ignore that.
I mean, I was operating under the assumption that they wouldn't give it to Schwartz.
Yeah.
Like, I agree. You can't give it to Stefanski and Schwartz.
No.
You can't have it both ways. I think you could have gone more deserving.
And I think you could have just gone Schwartz and Garrett and been like, nah, you two are the reason the Browns existed.
Sure.
And we're moving on. But
I think the other thing
guess.
too that's getting overlooked by people that I've seen talk about this, Stefanski's big thing is and always has been the run game. And he managed to still like produce a pretty solid and productive run game without Nick Chubb for 90% of the season. So like you took away the things that make Kevin Stefanski's offense good and throw Joe Flacco into the mix at the very end and you still fight for a playoff spot. Like I think that's pretty impressive, but yeah, I think it's weird that they gave it to both of them. I feel like you should have had it one way or the other. Like if you would have went Stefanski and McDonald or Schwartz and D'Amico, I think that would have made a lot more sense personally.
Yeah.
But then again, that would have just turned into a Texans suckfest because both Rookie of the Years went to Texans players with C.J. Stroud and Will Anderson. And I am very mad about Defensive Rookie of the Year.
Why?
Like, very mad. Kobe Turner should have won it.
Okay. Yeah, and Puka should have won Offensive Player of the Year, but...
I'm not upset about Puka. I'm not. Like,
that actually deserves to be
it.
more upset about. Because receivers having the greatest receiving season for a rookie ever and losing out to a quarterback who broke the record that was set last fucking year. Who fucking cares? It's more impressive what the receiver did. And
I think Puka should have won, but like I'm more upset that Kobe didn't win because I'm biased towards Kobe. But like Kobe should have won, bias aside. He had the best rookie season an interior defensive lineman has ever had. Better than Aaron Donald, his own teammate. He one-upped him this year. He broke his record for sacks in a single season by a rookie interior defensive lineman. He was a third-round pick, wasn't supposed to be that great, came out, blew everything up. Like, I don't know, maybe I'm reading too much into the narrative side of it, but like I feel like a third-round pick having the best rookie year at his position. I mean, it's the same thing that goes for Puka, like a fifth-round pick having the best season a rookie has ever had at his position. Kobe having the best rookie season a player has ever had at his position after being a third-round pick is more impressive than like the consensus edge one coming out and being productive when we all knew he was going to be productive and good.
No. We had him as edge too because we're idiots.
I said consensus. I didn't say our personal.
We're big dumb dummies. We're bozos.
Yes, we were wrong. We were
Tyree might be the worst player I've ever watched in the NFL. It's kind of goofy. He can't do anything.
Tyree will be fine. He'll be fine when they move him to DT. That's what his new life is.
I don't think any of that's accurate.
No, I promise you it is, because they played him at DT this year, and those were like his best reps.
But yeah,
that was a real
know.
thing.
Stroud's deserving, but I'm sick of awards going to quarterbacks, so fuck that.
Yeah, I'd like to point out, I don't think either of these guys aren't deserving.
Right.
Like,
I
I'm
picked
totally
both
fine
of
with
these
it.
guys.
Mm-hmm.
But like, because I knew this is how the voters would vote.
Again,
I knew it.
You picked based off what you thought they'd do. I picked off.
I wanted to be. I just wanted to get them right.
Well, I wanted to push my agendas and then be mad when they were wrong.
See, I don't do that anymore because my agendas always get fucked up because NFL voters are dumb. So I've stopped pushing.
Oh well, I know more than the voters, so
I do know more than the voters.
I said I do, not you do.
Yeah, but
okay.
I do.
Whatever you heard. Myles Garrett, Defensive Player of the Year. I don't have a problem with.
I also picked it, but like I said, this is
Crosby should have won.
This is entirely just dude's gotten second place for 8 years in a row. He's close enough now. Let's just give it to him. He might not be the most deserving, but he's deserving enough that nobody will care, which means we give it to him.
I will say this, though. If you look at the voting for this award, do you know how many first place votes Max Crosby got?
4. I don't know.
0.
That's ridiculous.
Do you know how many first place votes Deron Bland got?
Like 18.
1.
Well, I genuinely
he got
had
more
no clue.
than Max Crosby.
That's ridiculous. Deron Bland is not a good player. I don't care.
No.
I know he can be a fine corner. He can be an okay corner 2, a great corner 3. Fucking, that's not a defensive player of the year. Pick sixes are not a real stat.
He had to be a nominee because he broke the pick 6 record, but giving him a first place vote over Max Crosby is insane.
And we know it.
Well, yeah, but records and whatnot. I don't know. I'm just mad that Max Crosby didn't get any respect.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Like, it would have been one thing if he lost in a tight race. I would have been like, okay, fair enough. But to not get a single first place vote is ridiculous, and I hate it. Offensive Player of the Year, they got right. Christian McCaffrey won it. No complaints
No, they
there.
got it wrong.
You're cringe. You're a cringe-ass Nene, baby.
I'm literally rooting for the same thing you were. You're just too stupid to figure that out, apparently. You don't win Offensive Player of the Year if you win MVP. He shouldn't have been Offensive Player of the Year. But you just weren't thinking
Lamar
about what I was saying. Right.
I thought we were all in consensus that Lamar was MVP at this point.
No, I picked it. I still think it should have been CMC. I don't know.
I mean, I wouldn't have been upset if it was CMC, but it's a quarterback award at this point, as stupid as it is.
I'm okay. You know what? I'm kind of okay with nobody else winning it, because then it's always going to be remembered that Adrian Peterson was the last non-quarterback to win it, and I'm okay with that.
Well, Walter Payton was one of the few, so I'm cool with it as well.
There you go. One of the few. The proud. The running back MVP.
Him, Jim Taylor, Jim Brown. Hold on, this is going to bother me.
I have no clue who's won MVP. I'm
I'm
sure.
checking. Uh, Terrell da- Terrell Davis won MVP? Yeah, he
Yeah,
did.
that sounds
Holy
right.
shit.
That's why he
Terrell
got to be a
Davis,
Hall of Famer retiring
yeah.
after 4 years in the league.
Marshall Falk, Sean Alexander, LT, Emmett, Barry, Thurman Thomas, Marcus Allen, Earl Campbell,
Yeah.
Peyton, OJ, Larry Brown, Jim Taylor, Paul Horning, and then Jim Brown 2 more times.
Because,
Because
yeah, it was like
you.
a 12-year wait between TD and AP.
It was between TD and AP. It was 14 years.
Yeah, because that was like the split between the two, which means we've got 2 more years that it could happen. If it goes past 14, I don't think it ever happens.
Well, there were 3 in between Peterson
Were
and
there?
Davis.
Oh,
Marshall
yeah,
Falk,
LT.
Sean Alexander, and LT.
I forget Sean Alexander exists.
I
all
only
the
remember
time.
he exists because I watch Max Strong highlights.
Oh, goodness.
I'm like, yeah, that's the guy that Max Strong blocked for. But yeah, no, McCaffrey, I'm happy he won. He gave the fucking whitest speech of all time at the podium.
Does that
which was
surprise
funny.
you?
No.
Might be the whitest guy of all time.
Has McCaffrey won 2 Offensive Player of the Years yet?
I don't know.
I think he won 2.
Has he played 2 full seasons in his career yet?
Yeah, I think he won 1 with Carolina. All right.
I have no idea, honestly.
Because if he did, I'm saying he should give this trophy to Kyle Juszczyk.
You already said it, so I don't want to.
Oh, no, he didn't.
Oh, yeah, then no. Juszczyk doesn't deserve it then. CMC deserves it.
I was thinking all pro in 2019. That's what I was thinking. Huh. Good for McCaffrey. Finally got his. And then Lamar wins his 2nd MVP. Is Lamar a Hall of Famer now?
I don't know what it takes to be in the Hall of Fame. None of the
I don't know,
requirements have
I'll
ever
put it this
mattered for
way.
anybody. So I
If
don't.
you were voting on the Hall of Fame, if
Yeah.
Lamar retired tomorrow, would you put him in?
Yes.
I agree.
But
Very
because
good
I'm not
football
voting, who fucking knows? He hasn't won a ring, so no.
Oh, that does matter.
Except it shouldn't, but whatever.
I'm just saying, knowing the Hall of Fame
Yeah, I know.
voting committee, it matters. Speaking of the Hall of Fame,
I don't want to.
I want to because I'm very happy. So I'm gonna go by least excitable for me to most excitable, if that's all right with you.
I don't care.
Because I know you're not very happy. So, Patrick Willis got in, which I was a little surprised by. I didn't think he would get in over some of the other names.
Well, he was like really good for like 5 years, so he's guaranteed to get in. Guys who had great careers don't matter. But these guys who, I don't know. It's this thing where if he would have played for another 5 years and been bad, he would never be a Hall of Famer. But because he retired early and was like, not the best linebacker of his generation, we got to give it to him. It annoys me.
This may have just set a precedent. It actually may not have set a precedent. I might be overblowing.
What are you talking about?
This may increase Luke Kuechly's chances of getting in the Hall of Fame.
It doesn't need increased. Luke Kuechly was by far the best linebacker of his generation, and it wasn't close. Patrick Willis wasn't even close to the best of his generation.
Longevity aspect of it. I don't know how much they care about longevity because both only played 7 years is what I'm trying to say.
TD, Calvin Johnson, Barry, they've never cared about longevity.
Barry still played a decade though, didn't he?
9.
Real? Okay, yeah, that's... Oh my God, you're right. That's crazy. I always feel like Barry Sanders...
Because all Lions retire early because Detroit is a shithole.
Yeah, true. Over under on when Jahmyr Gibbs retires?
2027.
What about Aiden Hutchinson?
Who retires at the end of his rookie deal. Aiden Hutchinson leaves at the end of his rookie deal and goes anywhere else.
Brian Branch?
Retires next year. He's just over it.
Penei Sewell.
Already retired.
Sam Laporta?
He's never retiring. He's going to be the one guy who breaks the cycle, but he's going to turn out to be really bad in a year when he's the only weapon left.
Interesting. But anyways,
None
Patrick
of that's
Willis
going to come true. If any of
No,
it
it's not.
does, I'm going to cry.
Yeah, Patrick Willis, very good football player. Over a guy like
Yes.
Antonio Gates or Jared Allen, I don't know about that one. I don't know about
Technically,
that one.
Patrick
in
Willis is not
particular.
the one that makes me the most mad. Can we just bring up the two senior players that I don't know a ton about? Just give them
Yeah,
their
because I
flowers
know
because
a
I
ton
don't
about
care.
both of them.
Cool. So give
Steve
them their flowers.
Steve McMichael, Mongo, the man that I got a nickname after when I was in theater in high school. Weird story. Do you not know who Steve McMichael is?
Not like I've heard the name, but I don't
Okay,
like.
he was the other defensive lineman on the 85 Bears.
That makes sense.
He was the one that wasn't as good as Dent or Hampton, but was miles better than William Perry, but never gets talked about because William Perry scored a touchdown that one
Because
time.
fridge.
Right. Even
Duh.
though Mongo was a bigger, crazier, cooler personality. Like Steve, he was the type of guy that like back in the 80s when it was socially acceptable, he would like throw chairs at projectors and shit when they watched film. But Mongo was a beast. Unfortunately, he's currently battling ALS. So it's awesome that he's getting put in the hall before, he succumbs to that because ALS is a really shitty thing. But I love that Steve McMichael gets in. That's the third defensive lineman from the 1985 Bears that gets in the Hall of Fame. I think the fourth total defensive player. Yeah, because neither of the edge rushers got in. But yeah, I'm so happy. So happy Mongo got in. And then Randy Gradishar, I believe is how you pronounce his name. 1978 Defensive Player of the Year. Major part of the Orange Crush defense. Definitely well deserved. I believe the other senior finalist was a wide receiver that played in the 40s. So
you know what will
I get why
always
these
bug
two
me?
were picked. What? I'd like to point out as well, Stu McMichael had 95 career sacks as a nose tackle. That is kind of crazy.
Why I'm gonna bring up the NFL is biased against the Vikings again because this is accurate. Why the fuck is Alan Page not a Hall of Famer?
He's not?
Nope. So yeah, tell me again how it's not biased against Vikings. Tell me.
Okay, so tell me why they would pick one team out of 32 to be directly biased against.
I don't know.
50 people are all biased against the same team. Make that one make sense for me.
Okay, you can't give me reasons these guys aren't in, but you'll just make up that it's impossible for people to be biased. Two-time Defensive Player of the Year,
give you reasons because I'm not there
MVP,
to vote.
5-time First-Team All-Pro, 3-time Second-Team All-Pro, 9-time Pro Bowler, NFL 100th Anniversary All-Time Team, 1970s All-Decade Team, not a Hall of Famer.
I mean, yeah, you're right. He should be in the Hall of Fame, but there's got to be a reason.
Oh, wait, is he? Am I dumb? I might be dumb.
I really hope he is.
I really hope I'm just dumb. I'm absolutely just dumb. Who am I thinking about? There is one of the purple people
Jim
eaters.
Marshall's not in the Hall of Fame.
That's the one. My bad.
Listen, no disrespect to Jim Marshall. No. No disrespect to Jim Marshall. Way more understandable than Alan Page not being in the Hall
Very
of
much,
Fame.
but
not
also
saying
not.
It's right. Not saying it's right.
130 and a half sacks
understandable.
in his career.
You know why Jim Marshall's not in the Hall of Fame?
Because he ran backwards one time.
Yeah, he fucked himself.
But I don't care.
He is the biggest low light ever.
I don't know if that's true. Dan Orlovsky exists.
He didn't run backwards into the other.
No, he just ran backwards out of his own end zone, running away from never going to be Hall of Famer Jared Allen.
Listen, I will say this, and I hate to say it, but I think Jim Marshall might have gotten robbed specifically this year because they wanted to get Steve McMichael in before he passed.
Yeah, but I get that. Marshall can get in next year, maybe.
Yeah, because he got to the semifinals and then just didn't make the final round of senior finalists.
Sorry.
And I don't think they're going to want to put 2 DTs in the same year.
My bad for yelling about Alan Page, though, by the way.
I was going to say that.
Okay,
that
just
scared me for a minute. Because listen, I started to believe you. I started to believe that maybe there was bias against the Vikings if Alan Page wasn't in the Hall of Fame.
That one. I mean, Jim Marshall, it still doesn't make a ton of sense. And I don't understand. It shouldn't be 2 D tackles. Why not?
Well, they like to...
Who cares? Get
variety.
Get the most deserving guys in the Hall of Fame. Who fucking cares about your shitty variety?
Jim Marshall and Dupuy?
No. Yes? No.
Well, that's why he didn't get in over Broncos guy that I forget how to pronounce the name of.
Yeah,
Gradishar.
But he played 20 years.
Volume merchant.
Actually, no. His last 4 years, he had no stats. He was bad. That's not true. I don't think it's ever really bad when you're just Jim Marshall. You're the 4th best defensive lineman on your team, and still a top 5 defensive lineman at the time.
Too.
Okay, so you're gonna blame him because his team is good.
I do think that probably, if I had to guess, I would say that probably goes
for
into
that one. I guess that makes sense, but it still doesn't make sense.
It would still be the same. It would be the same reason why it took Steve McMichael so long to get in, because he was one of the better defensive linemen in the league when he played. But again, he was the 3rd best defensive lineman on the '85 Bears and the 4th most popular. So I'm sure that does play into it a little bit.
Yeah, my bad though. I feel dumb for getting them mixed up.
You scared the shit out of me.
I was just getting angrier as I looked at it too. I was like, "There's no fucking way he's not in."
Yeah,
there's no way.
Other more recent other modern era inductees: Andre Johnson from the Texans
shouldn't have got in before Antonio Gates.
Couldn't have got in before Reggie Wayne either.
True.
But hey, he's the first Texan to get put in the Hall of Fame, so I can't be too upset.
I can. Is he the most deserving Texan?
Out of the guys eligible so far?
I don't know who else is eligible.
Who else would it be? I mean, think about what guys that have played for the Texans are Hall of Fame deserving. Him, J.J. Watt.
JJ, I think
JJ's not eligible yet.
I think they should have just waited. I think he deserved the honor.
And I could get behind that.
Especially since you've made receivers way better than Andre Johnson has ever dreamed of. Way longer.
Yeah, and I can get behind that.
That's my thing. The voters don't know what they're voting on. They're just throwing shit at... I swear to God, they're just playing darts and picking whoever they hit. That makes more sense. Because they're voting in guys who are worse than other guys on the list all the time.
Can't be. That's not right.
What's not right?
That's not right.
Tell me it's right. What are you mad about?
They have that listed backwards. Okay. They had it listed backwards. I just almost had a heart attack. Because I'm looking at this page with the inductees, and it lists what teams they played for. And it had Dwight Freeney listed as playing for the Bears from 2010 to 2013. I was like, what the fuck? But they just had him swapped with Julius Peppers on accident.
Nice.
But yeah, Dwight Freeney made the Hall of Fame. Deserving.
No.
Very glad Dwight Freeney made it.
Over Jared Allen? For why? Because he was better at nothing? That's what matters to me. Right now,
okay, that's what matters to you.
You're putting guys in the Hall of Fame who are worse than other players who are eligible. For what reason other than bias?
Again, if you think they are fully biased against the Vikings, I think you are over-exaggerating, at least slightly.
I'm not, though.
Why would they be biased against one team and not the other 31?
I don't know. Why is anyone biased at any time? Oh, because they fucking can be, jackass. Why did Chris Carter have to wait 10 years after being the second most prolific wide receiver to ever play the damn game? He had to wait 10 years.
Didn't Chris Carter have off-the-field shit?
He did cocaine. So did Lawrence Taylor. That didn't fucking change anything, so that's not a real excuse.
I was just asking. Like I said, I wasn't alive for that, so I don't know.
You were alive for Chris Carter's not getting in because he didn't get in until 2013.
Did it really take him that long?
He might have got in 2011. He retired in 2002 and didn't get in until the 2010s.
I'll put it this way. I didn't know enough about Chris Carter to know him not getting in the Hall of Fame up until that point was a problem.
But it was. So, like, that's my point.
Right, but I'm just saying I don't know. I don't have the answers you're looking for because I no ball
I get,
then.
yeah, he did the whole cocaine thing, but also so did LT, and you didn't punish him for it, so it doesn't fucking matter. Nobody in the world made sense of it. Unless the only answer is they didn't win a ring, and in that case, don't ever put anybody who didn't win a ring in the Hall of Fame then. You fucking losers. Don't even let them be eligible. Because I don't know.
No, I think...
yeah, and also the off-the-field issue thing doesn't really work when he was the NFL's Man of the Year 3 times.
Chris Carter was?
Yep.
Oh,
94, 98, and 99.
Again, I wasn't calling Chris Carter a piece of shit. I was just throwing that out as
he did have the whole cocaine thing. I do understand that. But, like...
I think one of the big things with Freeney that I'm thinking is probably he was the best by a pretty wide margin defensive player on like those mid 2000s Colt teams. Like he contributed heavily to really, 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 really good football teams. And I'm not saying Jared Allen necessarily didn't, but let's be real, which teams were more successful and were more highly regarded, and would it be more impressive to be the best player on?
I mean, defensively, it's more impressive to have been the best defensive players on the mid-2000s Vikings, where their defense was what they were known for. The Colts were known for offense.
I'm just saying,
no,
like,
the Vikings' defense as a whole was known as, throughout that whole time, was known as one of the best in the league, right, even when they weren't winning. He was the best defensive player on a bad defense on a team known for their offense. Fucking congrats. He was...
Dude, I'm just spitballing here. I don't fucking know. I wasn't in the voter room. I'm just saying.
What I'm saying is all the voters are fucking cool, but I get it. He is, but I don't care. Stop making Jared Allen wait to let lesser players get in ahead of him. That's not how we do this. That's not right. That's not the correct way to vote. And if you're too fucking stupid as a voter, stop doing it. If you're gonna be completely biased all the time, then you shouldn't be allowed to vote. There should be like Oh, go ahead.
One player that absolutely deserved to get in before Jared Allen is Julius Peppers, who got in finally. Big dubs.
Yeah.
I mean that okay.
Did Julius Peppers ever lead the league in sacks one time? No. Jared Allen did it twice.
That's the only metric that matters for a defensive end now, is leading the league in sacks?
I mean, do we want to completely give what? Oh, let's look at some things here. All the things. Julius Peppers in nearly 100 more games had all of 13 more sacks. So that's pretty dope. And, you know, a whole...
More All-Pros, more Pro Bowls, member of the 2000s and 2010s
so,
decade team,
we don't get to pretend Pro Bowls matter after saying they don't matter for our entire lives. We're not going to pretend that.
Still, Defensive Rookie of the Year.
And actually, Jared Allen had more All-Pros, so false. At least first teams.
Total?
4-time All-Pro versus 3-time All-Pro. Thanks, though.
First team All-Pro?
I don't know. I'm looking at... So...
Julius Peppers is a 4-time first team All-Pro.
No. He was a one-time first team All-Pro.
I'm looking at Julius Peppers right now. 2004, 2006, 2008, 2010. He was a first team All-Pro.
I'm
looking
at
years.
Pro Football Reference. He was a All-Pro 1 in 2006, All-Pro 2 in 08, 09. Oh, no, I see what you were... I hate the way they laid out this site. My bad.
Yeah, it's laid out wrong.
Yeah, okay, you're right. I was like, no, he's not. It's literally just not on the screen. Why is All-Pro listed last?
All-Pro, 3-time second team All-Pro.
He was a 4-time first team All-Pro. So was Jared Allen. Mm-hmm.
How many times was he a second team All-Pro? Allen?
None. Shockingly.
Yeah. So Peppers has 3 more All-Pro appearances.
Yeah.
He won Defensive Rookie of the Year.
3 more All-Pro appearances.
He's a member of the 2000s decade team.
Okay, being a member of all-decade teams is based off the same voters who are just never going to give Jared Allen his flowers because... Can you, dude? We're just not gonna pretend that it matters. Apparently, because I don't know, numbers and tape don't matter. So I don't know what the best thing to do here is. Jared Allen had 3 years with more tackles for loss than Julius Peppers' career high. Nope, 4 years of tackles for loss. That was better. He made more tackles. He was a better run stopper. He was a better pass rusher. And he's just not a better player.
We're not going to act like tackles matter.
We're
not going to do that.
You keep acting like fucking Pro Bowls matter. So, and
dude, I was just
these awards voted
off.
by people. I know, but
I didn't say Pro Bowls were the end all be all. I was just listing off what was sitting in front of me. But more importantly than any of these stupid fucking debates we're having because Julius Peppers is better, the most important Hall of Fame inductee since both guys played for the Bears.
Don't care. You also didn't get terrorized by Julius Peppers. I know he went to the Packers at the end of his career where he had all of 2 sacks in 4 years. I don't fucking care.
Yeah. Julius Peppers was...
Jared Allen actually terrorized you. And that's why you hate him.
I don't hate Jared Allen. I like Jared Allen. He was one of my favorite players when I was little.
We're going to pretend that every edge that could ever be eligible is better. Saying it's clear as day that Julius Peppers is better is the dumbest thing you could say. Clear as day, he's so much better. He's not that much better.
I didn't say he's so much better. I just said he's better.
He's a longevity merchant.
Okay, it says the LeBron fan.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, Devin Hester made the Hall of Fame. That's all I care about.
Still mad about it.
Don't sigh.
I'm still mad about it. We agreed. Devin can't get in until Jared does. Devin cheated, and he's a piece of shit, and I hate him. Doesn't deserve it. Cordero Patterson better.
All right, I'm looking for a new podcast to be on. If you have any suggestions, please let me know.
Hey, actually, that's not true, because you have agreed before. Cordy P is the better kick returner. Not better returner overall, but
return touchdowns.
No, you have straight up said that he was a better kick returner, not a better returner overall.
Devin Hester, better returner overall. That's all I give a fuck about. You're getting into semantics. I don't care. Devin Hester is the greatest return man of all time. He is the second special teams player to ever be put in the Hall of Fame, and I could not be happier. I'm pretty sure there's
only one kicker.
I think.
I'm offended. Nah, because there's punters in the Hall of Fame. What are you on?
Then maybe I was misremembering, and it's one punter in the Hall of Fame. There are 5 kickers. Morten Andersen, Jan Stenerud, I always forget how to say his name, but you know who I'm talking about, the Norwegian kicker.
Yeah.
George Blanda, they classify as a kicker, but he was a quarterback more than anything. Lou Groza, and then they count Ray Guy as a kicker, so there's 5.
Okay.
So Devin Hester is the 6th special teamer in the Hall of Fame.
Also, I find all of that offensive. There are so many kickers who deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. What are we doing? We're voting in fucking nobodies like Dwight Freeney and not kicking legends like...
Just say you don't know ball.
Okay.
I'm not saying he's better than... I'm not saying he's more than deserving than Jared Allen. I'm just saying he's a Hall of Famer. Dwight Freeney should have been a Hall of Famer, and he much deserved to get in. But Devin Hester getting in, this is, first of all, monumental because it opens up the door for other guys who are the best at what they do, even if it's not the sexiest thing in the world, to get in. And I know people are looking at that as a negative, but like, I'm welcoming it. I want a long snapper in the Hall of Fame. I want a gunner in the Hall of Fame. I want a fucking placeholder in the Hall of Fame.
Should Matthew Slater be a Hall of Famer?
Yes.
Okay.
Best special teamer of my lifetime, at least.
True.
I don't. There might have been a special teamer in the 80s that was better. I don't know. I don't know anything about special teams in the 80s. But in my lifetime, I've been on this planet for 20 years. There's nobody better as a special teamer, not including return specialists, than Matthew Slater. So yeah,
True.
I'd put him in the Hall of Fame. But Devin Hester getting in, I cried real tears. I really did. So. Were you watching the NFL honors when you were playing darts?
No, they did not have it on for some reason.
Okay, so you know how they normally have them walk out one by one?
Yeah.
What they did this year is they had them all come out of like the stage at one time, and then they had this big display behind them, and they'd flip over like cards with their names on it. And when the stage rose and I made out Devin Hester's fucking fade, I started crying. Like this was big, man. I'm so happy for him. There is not anybody I can think of that I've seen play football in my lifetime that like wasn't 100% like shoe in lock just because of the fact that he's going in as a return specialist and not a receiver.
I'm just going to say this real quick because the first time eligibles for next year have come out.
Hold on, I was just going to say,
if Terrell Suggs and Cameron Wake get in the Hall of Fame before Jared Allen, I'm burning it to the ground.
That I agree
Guaranteed.
with. I am right there with you on that front.
Jesus
but that
Christ.
being said, Devin Hester deserved this so much. I'm so happy he got in. It makes me so happy.
It allowed Darren Sproles to make the list for next year.
I tweeted out and I said I'd kill a man if it meant Darren Sproles would get in the Hall of Fame. Like I want that so bad.
Won't be first ballot. If Hester wasn't, the only guy with a chance would be Cordy P, and that's if he gets a couple more.
I just mean in general.
Yeah,
even if Darren Sproles is like in his 80s walking up on that stage with a cane, I'll be happy. But that being said, just to cap all this off, Theo Ash, fuck you. You were wrong. Devin Hester is your fucking daddy. All this bullshit about Tyreek Hill would have been a better returner. Shoulda, woulda, coulda, buddy.
I wanted Hester to be in, but seeing Allen not make it in has ruined my mood so much that I just can't care.
And that's how I feel about Allen. I wanted him to get in, but seeing Hester get in made my mood so high that I don't care.
Crushed. Like, I don't know.
Dude,
doesn't matter what you do. If you wear purple, you're not a Hall of Famer. If you wear that shade of purple, I guess.
I've had the best experience so far this offseason as a Bears fan. I'm very happy.
I can't wait for you to, like, keep Fields and trade DJ Moore.
Dude, it's all but confirmed Fields is gone. Because you know what happened today that made my day on top of everything else?
Yeah, DJ Moore saying he doesn't make the decisions and sounding like every other receiver to ever play for their teams. Yeah, that I don't make the decisions.
Yeah.
I argued for my guy. The chips will lie where they lie. That doesn't mean it's Jover.
It's a very noticeable shift shift in tone from, I don't understand why we're having this conversation. Isn't Fields still the quarterback of the Bears?
Well, yeah, because we're in the off season, which means anything can happen. There is a difference in timing. I know that's a tough one to grasp.
I still think there's a shift in tone. Either way,
you can't be in the middle of the season and be like, hey, man, if we draft a guy, if we just cut Fields right now, I don't care. That's not a real answer you can have. Well, it is.
I'll put it this way.
You're the worst teammate ever and don't deserve to be in the league.
The real reasoning is Schefter and Rappaport both saying it's all but confirmed that Fields is getting traded.
Anything Schefter says, I assume the opposite is happening because Schefter's a fucking useless tool.
What about Rappaport?
I don't know. Sometimes you have to prey on the downfall of the GOAT.
Cringe.
I mean, you're literally about to do it when we pick this Super Bowl, but hey, here we go.
Well, no, the GOAT retired.
No, what was it in the last episode, 2 episodes ago that we recorded where you said, and I quote, I will never pick against Mahomes?
Well, no, the GOAT retired after playing for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers for like 10 years.
No. But I think...
You still don't get what I'm saying.
No, I absolutely do. I'm just ignoring you.
What am I saying?
You're saying Brady's the GOAT and he retired on the... Okay.
Nope.
Right.
I was talking about Mike Allstott.
Oh, my God. Nobody cares.
That's why I said 10 or so years.
Oh, I wasn't. I stopped paying attention to you a little bit ago.
This guy, Mike Allstott erasure on my podcast. Cringe.
Excuse me?
Also, we want to talk about guys that belong in the Hall of Fame that haven't gotten in. How about the bias towards fullbacks?
Yeah, well, don't let the world argue that they're a useless position, which has been argued for 20 years, so cope.
Mike Allstott's more deserving than Jared Allen.
No.
Is Jared Allen the best player at his position ever?
Is Allstott?
Yes.
According to what? Your opinion alone? That's all that matters?
According to the opinions of all fullback lovers.
Don't know if that's true.
Pretty sure it's true. It depends. Okay, it depends on what you're looking for in a fullback. Blocking fullback, no. Carrying the football fullback, yes.
See how he's already... What about Jim Brown? See how he's already changing the narrative? All it takes
People
is
don't
one
consider
question.
Jim Brown anyway a fullback half the time anyways. He is one, but
They
also Jim
consider
Brown
him a
was
fullback when it fits their goddamn narrative.
yeah,
Like,
but
right
Jim
the
Brown was
fuck
also
now.
Jim Brown was also a terrible person, so like
Maybe Allstott is too. We just don't know yet. Everybody's a shitty person. Welcome to real life, fuckhead.
okay, well when you know what? No, I'm not going to finish that sentence. But if it ever comes out that Mike Allstott treats women terribly, then we can have a different conversation.
I don't know. Has anything come out about Mike Allstott in the last like 40
No,
years?
he's a saint.
Is
He's
he
a
a saint or is he like on the run after becoming a serial killer? I don't know. You don't know
I mean,
either.
he was killing NFL defenders and linebackers for quite a while. So maybe.
I don't know. Let's talk about the Super Bowl and then be done because I'm mad. I just want to go to bed.
Anyways,
I
yeah,
should
you're
have
right.
worn
I
my
said
Jared Allen jersey.
Anyways, you're right. I did say I wouldn't pick against Mahomes, but fullback narrative go Burr, so I will betray my own morals for the sake of Kyle Juszczyk.
Other than Kyle Juszczyk, I was going to say, is there any other reason that you want to pick the Niners? Like a real football reason?
I mean, I have a lot of faith in Shanahan. I like their defense a lot. I think their defense can do work, but what?
In which
Shanahan collapsed the last time they were here.
He's been in quite a few Super Bowls, and what does he do? Collapse in all of them.
He hasn't had an offense this good.
Technically, the Falcons were a better offense.
Yeah, but that was game management. Game management is a head coach thing, dude. Clock management, game management.
Play calls are still his thing because he was the one calling plays, and you know.
But the head coach still gets the final say. He can step in and be like, "Hey, Kyle, I want to take up as much time as possible here," and he just wasn't.
So I want to take up as much time as possible. Is that why Kyle just kept demanding throws for no reason?
He was young. That was fucking 10 years ago, I think.
And then
roughly.
I don't know. Well, I know the excuse for the last one. Well, he had Jimmy G. Yeah, he's got Brock Purdy, so I don't know. Yeah, but Jimmy G.
Yeah, when he had Jimmy G, he also didn't have an offense nearly this good.
But I don't know.
Am I wrong in saying that?
I don't know. Emmanuel Sanders, go Burr.
Emmanuel Sanders and Raheem Mostert versus Brandon Ayuk and Christian McCaffrey.
I think it's pretty close.
Uh-huh. Raheem Mostert did have 20 touchdowns this year.
That's true. He did have 20 touchdowns this year. I mean, fuck.
But no, like in all seriousness, the Chiefs are probably the better team in this game, which is so funny to say.
They're not the better roster, for sure.
They're not the better roster, but when you have Mahomes
and Andy Reid and
Kelsey's back,
you have a defense that's gonna make Brock Purdy look like a fucking idiot.
Yeah, Spags, I fear what Spags will do to Purdy.
I'm so ready. There's going to be some nasty narratives coming out of my mouth. It's going to be incredible.
I can't lose with this Super Bowl.
No,
that's why
so
I
if
like
Purdy
it so
wins, like if Purdy balls out and wins, expect to run the North video of me just saying I was wrong about Brock Purdy. like I did with the Tyreek Hill and the Kirk Cousins. But when he loses, expect the most hateful "I was right" of all time.
I would like to make a wager.
Oh no!
If Brock Purdy balls out in the Super Bowl and wins, you have to make a video where you sit down in front of a board a la Bart Simpson and write "I will never doubt Brock Purdy again" 100 times on video.
I'm not doing that.
Why not? That would be
because the only
funny.
Man in all of sports I've ever said I will never. Well, there's only two guys because I wasn't alive to see Jordan play, so he doesn't get factored in. The only two guys in my entire life that I've done I'm not going to bet against them are Brady and LeBron. So I'm not putting Purdy in that rarefied air.
Instead of "I will never doubt Brock Purdy," it's just "I am sorry, Brock Purdy."
Now that I could do.
Where am I going to get a board? 100 times. I feel like you could snag a whiteboard off like Amazon.
Yeah, but one big enough to write it 100 times?
You got to write small.
Bro, I don't think you've seen my handwriting.
When would I have seen your handwriting? That's what I want to know.
That's a good question.
In what context would I have seen you
I
write
don't know.
something?
Realistically, though, I think weirdly the Chiefs are built really well to combat the Niners defense, at least offensively.
In what way?
So, like, I get everybody's talked about Bosa versus these tackles, right? But Andy Reid's going to do what Andy Reid always does in that situation. Kelsey and Noah Gray are going to be on the field every play. You're going to be chipping on Bosa and Chase Young every play. And every time, that's Travis Kelce's favorite thing to do. Because when you chip, it's going to draw the linebackers back, as it always does, into coverage, which gives Kelsey the thing he always has, which is that wild amount of space where nobody's in coverage. Fred Warner and Dre Greenlaw are really good. Fred Warner is the best linebacker in football, but it doesn't matter. Unless he's purely going to, like, shadow Kelsey, which would just ruin what the Niners defense is. Like, unless the Niners are just going to completely change what they do and just wreck their own game. They can't do that. So the linebackers will drop. Kelsey will be wide open at 8 yards every fucking play. Somehow be able to make another 10 yards after that every play. And I don't know. You're betting against Mahomes with a quarterback who can't do what Mahomes can. Like, I understand betting against Mahomes when he's going against Burrow, Allen, Lamar. The guys who can, like, match him, you know? Just like with Brady. I get you want to bet on Breeze, you want to bet on Manning. Sure. Those are the guys who can do the things that need to be done. Purdy can't. And the Chiefs' defense is ridiculous. And you want to talk about bad O-line play. 49ers outside of Trent, not good. So
Yeah.
Chris Jones about to commit so many atrocities. It's going to be bad.
You say that. There's a certain individual who wears the number 44 that would be kept in the backfield quite often.
I love Kyle Juszczyk, and I love fullbacks. Chris Jones and Kyle Juszczyk is not gonna be a pretty sight. Chris Jones is gonna hit Purdy with Juszczyk. He's just gonna pick him up and throw him.
See, I think what you're missing is it won't be a battle of brute strength. It won't be Juszczyk taking Chris Jones on one-on-one. Juszczyk is smaller, quicker, and smarter.
So he's just going to dive through his knees and tear his ACL, and we're going to pretend that's a good play?
No, I was just saying he's going to handle... There are other ways to block
start
somebody
doing
than just
math as he
going
runs
head up.
What's 2 plus 2, Chris? Chris Jones is like,
look.
what? What are you talking about?
Chris, look, Harvard degree. He's gonna.
What are you talking about? As he runs by him, but not towards Purdy. Like, what the fuck is? Oh shit!
He's laid the fuck out by Kittle. Kittle comes around. That's the strat.
Oh god, I don't think that'll work.
And then Chris Jones will get a really bad headache and have to go sit on the sideline while he tries to fathom what just happened.
But yeah, I don't know. It's just wild that all it took was 1 week for you to completely just lie to the world. I'll never bet against Mahomes until a week from now. Ridiculous.
I mean, did you think otherwise? Like, I don't think anyone that knows me would have thought I would pick against the 49ers.
I mean, I was hoping you were smart enough to pick against the Niners.
Okay, look, I get what you're saying. I think if there's any team that has the ability to handle the whole Kelsey being open exponentially, it is the 49ers. They do have the best linebacker duo in football. And I'm not saying they're going to shadow Kelsey all game, but I do think if there's anyone that's smart enough and quick enough to be able to adjust to that type of thing, it's Warner and Greenlaw.
Except they didn't do it last time. Or any other time they've ever played him, ever.
Kelsey was also 10 years younger, or not 10 years, 6 years younger when they played. Kelsey's looked hobbled for the majority of this season. I know he's had a good
in the
playoffs
where he looks exactly like prime Kelsey. So I remember your whole, what they've done lately is what matters. So what has Kelsey done lately? We can't talk about how he looked in week 8.
Right.
How did he look last week?
You're right.
Like the best player in the playoffs.
I don't disagree. I'm still just saying Kelsey's still not at 100%. He's exponentially better than he was in the regular season, but I still don't think he's at 100%. And I think
I don't know, man.
if there's any team that has the opportunity to stop Kelsey, it's this 49ers
It was the
team.
Ravens.
It wasn't, because this 49ers team has a better group of linebackers. That matters a lot in this situation.
Yeah, but the Ravens had the better defensive coach and the better secondary, which also still matters.
Does it with the Chiefs wide receivers?
Yeah, because
Like,
MVS remembered he has hands.
I was gonna say you'll get that one weird MVS catch, but like that's one play that you have to worry about it.
Yeah, but that's probably a touchdown because MVS is so much faster than the entire Niners defense.
No, all Shanahan has to do is switch onto his user and trail with MVS for that play.
Bro thinks it's Madden.
But no, I think the big thing is that the Niners have a really good run defense, and the Chiefs have been relying more on the run as the playoffs have gone on. It hasn't been their entire identity, but they have relied on Pacheco a little bit more.
No, I'm making that face about the Niners. The run defense that has given up 200 yards rushing in the last 2 weeks. Like over 100 yards for Aaron Jones, over 100 yards for Jameer, and like 85 for Monty. Like, if we're gonna pretend they're known as a run defense, then they're not a good defense, and they're about to get murked.
Up until the last 2 weeks, they were known as a run defense. I did forget about the last 2 weeks. I don't know. I still think I have faith in the 49ers defense. The 49ers defense hasn't let me down yet. And offensively, I mean, there's so many weapons in San Francisco. Like, I know I don't have to say that, but it's hard to keep up with. This is something that the Chiefs haven't necessarily seen. And if the Niners can just play their brand of football, if they can get the run going, which is something the Chiefs have struggled against, then I think they can turn I think the big thing for the Niners is going to be time of possession. If they can hold on to the ball, I know this is like basic football, but like this is really important in this game. If they can have the possession of the ball longer than the Chiefs, it's going to be huge. Because like I said, the Chiefs' run defense is the weakest aspect of their defense. And the Niners are a team that is known for running the football incredibly well in many different ways. So if we can just get a CMC masterclass, then what is this face?
DeMar Hamlin had more first place votes than Flacco.
Oh yeah,
we forgot comeback player of the year.
He got electoral colleged.
Nope, everyone who has ever voted on anything NFL related in an actual capacity needs fired into the sun. They're all stupid and useless. If you have ever been a voter, you do not deserve to talk sports ever again. You're done. You're actually all the dumbest people. Hall of Fame voting, all of these awards, it's all bad. It's all awful. You're never right. It's over. Get somebody who's actually seen a football before to do it. My God. They can't figure out what their own standard is. They're just making shit up every year. I'm gonna blow a gasket. It's so dumb. Help. Miller, help.
Anyways, realistically, the Chiefs have the advantage in this game, but for the sole purpose of my agenda, I'm going to bank heavily on the Niners run game being a major factor in this game. I think we're about to witness a Christian McCaffrey / Kyle Juszczyk / Deebo Samuel masterclass, and that will be the key to the victory for the San Francisco 49ers, even though realistically the Chiefs should probably win this football game because the Chiefs and Niners don't really match up great against each other, unless they can figure out what to do with Kelsey. Also, Ayuk needs to do more inhuman shit. He's pretty good at doing that, and I think that will help a lot.
No, I think what you're asking for, that's not inhuman shit. I think what you're asking for is the Chiefs' defense to just be useless and catch the ball and throw it to Brandon Ayuk instead.
Yeah, I
Ayuk
guess.
didn't make a play. Detroit's defense handed him the ball, and we're pretending Ayuk made the coolest catch of all time. This wasn't Julian Edelman, where he's actually doing something.
Can be Julian Edelman.
I don't think he can.
The disrespect to top 15 wide receiver Brandon Ayuk. Top 15, not top 10. Top 10's overzealous. Top 15 wide receiver
And
Brandon
Jules
Ayuk.
is the greatest playoff wide receiver of all time. I don't want to hear it from you.
Actually, that's Travis Kelce.
No, he's a tight end. I said wide receiver.
Is he?
Yes.
Is he?
Oh my God.
Or is he one of them jumbo slots?
So was Mike Allstott a fullback or just a big running back?
I'm coming to your house.
Yeah,
with a weapon.
You like to make stupid arguments until somebody throws them back in your face, huh?
Me when I make a joke and you escalate it too far and insult my personal life.
How was that? What? How did? What? None of that happened.
You insulted Mike Allstott. That's a personal attack on my character.
I don't think I insulted him. I did the same. You insulted Travie boy.
Yeah, but I'm one of his bigger fans, so I'm allowed to.
I don't think that's how that works.
Yeah, only I can say bad things about Travis Kelce and all other and the Chiefs fans.
Oh.
I don't know.
Oh.
I like Travis Kelce. I don't like the hate that he gets. I will say, like I said, I can't lose if, like, no matter what. I either get a use check ring or I get to watch people cope and cry as Taylor Swift's boyfriend wins a ring. So, like, Miller football agendas go burr.
I just can't with you.
Yeah, anyways, Niners win because they have fullback and Chiefs don't. Case closed.
I just need it to be the Chiefs so I can scream at you. That's what you get for picking against Mahomes. Going against your own rule, dipshit.
And I will say, I picked for fullback.
Yeah, I don't. I hate this Super Bowl's existence. I wish it could have been more fun teams.
I think both teams are very fun.
I think the Chiefs are at the point that the Patriots got to for me, where their existence annoys me. And the Niners, I don't know. Realistically, if you're going to keep fucking pretending you're this good, fucking win something sometime. My God. This is just sad at this point. I'm going that far. At least for, like, well, Rodgers kept doing it. At least he won a ring one time. Are the Niners ever going to do it? Won't be this year, let me tell you.
Today just got even better.
For whatever reason, it probably got worse. What happened?
Eddie Jackson posted a black screen on his Instagram story that says, "All love, Chi-Town." He's gone.
Bro's
I'm
happy
free.
That dude lost his job. That's so unfortunate. Such shitty human behavior.
He's already a multimillionaire.
Yeah, but as the internet tells me, being happy that NFL players and coaches lose their jobs makes you a shitty person. That's what the internet tell me.
Hold on.
It's just like that multimillionaire in the background you got there.
Which one?
Nightwing.
Yeah. I guess that is the only one you can kind of make out the details.
No, there's also Michael Jordan right the fuck there, but
there's a couple Michael Jordans over there.
Bro doesn't
that one's Jimmy Butler.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, it is. It absolutely is. You are right. I definitely thought that was just a blurry 23. And then because of the pose, I just assumed Mike.
I'm sad it broke, but it is Jimmy Butler.
All right. Interesting.
You can't hardly tell, but you can see the fade. It broke.
He has some hair. That makes it Jimmy Butler. That's about the only difference between the two. Jimmy Butler is Michael Jordan's long-lost son. We all know this.
Yeah.
We all watched the Mike Korzemba video when we were 13.
God, I miss Mike Korzemba.
What do you mean you miss him? I think he still uploads like daily.
Sometimes I can still hear his voice.
Yeah, because you're watching one of his videos.
No, I definitely haven't watched one of his videos in a long ass
Yeah,
time.
his most recent video was 12 days ago.
No shot. What was it about?
Kevin Durant.
Oh.
He's the title is The Exact Moment Kevin Durant Exposed He's a Liar.
Oh.
Then right before that was Why is Shaq the NBA's biggest hater? And then
Why is Shaq?
The only man Kobe Bryant was afraid of.
Me.
I don't think so.
That's because Kobe never met me. There would be two if he had.
Then there's he was the next Michael Jordan until he met Kobe, which I don't know what that means, but
I think that's about me.
I don't think so.
One of them is.
I don't think any of them are.
But anyways, Eddie Jackson, how much?
No, that one is. Why did LiAngelo Ball fail? That one's about Miller football.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. We've paid Eddie Jackson over $60 million. I think he's all right.
Yeah, but with the state taxes in Illinois, that's really only like $10 million.
That's still more money than I'm going to see in my lifetime, so.
Damn, bro does not have much faith in himself. That's tough.
Brother, I live in a small town in western Maryland. I don't
Brother,
have many
I
options.
live in a much smaller town in Wyoming.
True. But you live stream yourself for 3 weeks straight while people give you money.
Jesus Christ, that was a time. That was a time. Ive. That's all I know. Johnny Ive.
But anyways, do you have anything else to talk about?
No.
I hope not. I'm sleepy. Okay.
Bro wants this bro's EP.
This has been Run the North. We guess we live in the North. We would have been the North in the Civil War.
Yeah, I guess.
Would you have existed in the Civil War?
Well, seeing as I'm 24, no.
Damn, I really thought you were on the front lines.
No, Wyoming? No.
I don't think.
When did Wyoming become a place?
1890.
So no, just after.
Yeah.
So
you were a direct result of the Civil War.
No, you know what we were doing? We were too busy shooting each other over cows.
Real.
Yeah.
Also, hold on, I might not have even been in the North.
Uh-oh. Yeah, Maryland's definitely north. Ooh.
I don't know. Maryland's right on the border.
I don't think it is. The Virginias were the border, weren't they?
Ah, you're right. Just below. Yeah, I was north. We're safe. I think. I don't know. I'm a Revolutionary War guy.
I'm a war is bad type of guy. Unless,
war is bad, but
the
old
only
ones are
time
cool.
war is okay? If you go
What?
back far enough where there were no guns, I want swords and hammers and axes.
Dude's just describing D&D.
Yes, thank you.
Dude, speaking of that kind of shit, I am so conflicted right now because I have a class this semester that is it's called episodic script writing. And my main goal for the class is to write a pilot for a TV show. And I'm torn between writing a pilot that is related to D&D where I have a good idea, or writing one that's related to football where I also have a good idea.
Maryland might not have been. I was wrong.
See, I told you, I thought we were on the border.
How did this... No, I don't. I'm not going to finish that sentence.
Maryland was a border state. Okay, so Maryland was a slave state, but it never seceded.
Okay, same with West Virginia, Kentucky, and Missouri, maybe?
Yeah.
And Delaware.
So technically north.
No, technically you just
north.
rode the line. You didn't really pick a side. You just waited to see. You were one of those losers who were just waiting to see what would happen. We were just
that
too,
as if I was
we were just too busy with our damn cows over here. We're like, they'll
we
figure
were too
it out.
busy with our crabs. We were out here crabbing.
I don't Is
make an
Maryland
Old
really
Bay.
known for crabs?
Yes, that's like our thing.
I think of no, Maine's lobster,
Yeah,
which is similar.
crabs from the Chesapeake Bay. That's like our thing.
Oh, I don't know what I thought Maryland
Which is
was
so
about.
funny because I hate seafood.
How do you hate seafood? What is wrong with you?
It's horrible.
You're just the worst.
Beef better.
Bears fans, chicken better.
Beef is the ultimate meat.
Nah.
Let us know down in the comments below what your favorite kind of meat is. Are you team beef? Are you team chicken? Pork, perhaps?
If you're team pork, you're getting banned. You will never see another Run the North video. That's a promise.
Seafood, maybe? What other kind of meat is there?
So I've this is so not a sports related question, but here we are.
I know, but I feel like this is relatable for a widespread audience.
Is seafood meat? Because nobody seems to know. But why do vegetarians eat seafood sometimes?
Because they're weird, but like, okay, so say like you're eating fish. That's the flesh of an animal, therefore it is meat.
But also, then it gets weird because not all seafood just means fish. What,
no, I know.
What about like a
I was
fucking
just using
oyster?
Fish as an example. Well, I don't know.
Those
How do you
things don't
eat an
got
oyster?
brains. You crack open a shell and you.
Do oysters have brains?
I don't know. They don't look like it because it's just one little strip
you
of
don't
meat.
look like you have one either, but
You watch your fucking mouth.
their nervous system is incredibly rudimentary and has no centrality, meaning they have no brain.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's such a fucking crazy line. Technically, this means that these animals are not sentient beings.
Okay, but then are fish sentient? Like actually?
Yeah, fish got brains. They're just tiny.
That isn't what I mean by sentient. I don't know. It depends on, I guess, how you use the word sentient.
I think sentient just means the ability to.
Maybe I'm thinking of like
thoughts.
conscious. No, see, because like consciousness is what makes humans.
It's
better.
feeling pain and
How do we know they don't feel pain? How do we know trees don't feel pain?
I think you can test that.
How? It's not like it can fucking tell me it's a tree.
I don't know. Fish
Unless your trees are talking to you, and then I'm pissed.
Yeah, you've never met the giving tree?
Apparently not.
That's crazy. But anyways, fishcount.org.uk says that evidence that fish are sentient has been sufficient to achieve international recognition that their welfare matters. So what I'm hearing is fish are mooching off the state.
What the fuck? All right, we need to end this show.
These goddamn fish stealing my tax dollars.
Okay, so I don't know. Go follow us places at Run the North.
Follow us on all platforms at Run the North, Twitter, TikTok, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, anywhere you get your podcasts. Go check us out. Also, make sure to subscribe down below, as that is good, and it helps us feel better when that number goes up. It gives us dopamine, and we all need that because we're incredibly depressed.
True.
Also,
Number
make sure
go
to
up
comment
is my
down
favorite.
below. Yes.
Down
also, make sure to
below?
comment down below what your favorite meat is. We need to know. This is an important question. Hammy, Grace, and I am relying on you two in particular. I need to know your favorite meats.
And Jedi, you better just say chicken.
Oh yeah,
it's
Jedi.
the correct answer.
That's true. Jedi watches all of them. I knew that. I know that now. Jedi, tell us your favorite meat or perish.
Or Jesus Christ.
Tell us your favorite meat or your favorite team will pay a subpar quarterback $40 million per year.
Tough.
But that being said, I think that is all for Running the North. I think we have ran quite enough. Geek, say the word.
Bye.